Hey guys, so I'm recording this YouTube video in the car because I think it's going to be the only way I find time and not to lose my mind. Anyway, okay, so this is a really good question and it's a very relevant question. It's from one of my Instagram viewers, a lady who is 19 years old in the property business or starting off in property and doing well, which I love to hear. I love hearing young females being entrepreneurial and doing very well because, to be fair, that is a rare combination these days. Obviously I love anyone, male or female, doing well, but I have a slight preference and bias towards the female population because it's not easy at times, and a lot of women tend to, and I'm talking about the women in male dominated businesses. Property is arguably kind of getting towards 50-50, but it's still quite a lot of male dominance in that. So my question from this lovely lady is, how can she's getting men patronize her, like she's dealing with old guys and they are in property, she's having to source deals and working with investors and sources, etc., and she's making money by introducing people together or whatever. Anyway, it involves conversations with a lot of older guys who are then patronizing her or like calling her pet names and trying to be a bit flirtatious, and I'm going to cover areas that I've personally gone through, so whether or not this was applicable to the lady who answered, who asked me the question, what men tend to do when you're a young female and being entrepreneurial, and if they're at least like 20 years older than you, not all, I have to say I love the guys I work with and they're incredible, so a bit of a disclaimer there, not all men are like this, but for the ones who are there, and they can be a real turn off for women in terms of you feel very uncomfortable doing business with them, which is why I'm making this video, because I don't want you women to be off-put. Now it could apply to women who are over 40 to those who are 20, whatever age you are, so it could be young, old. This advice is good for everyone. When men patronize women in business, it is a real annoying scenario. So number one, you don't need to be nice to them. You don't need to feel like, oh, this is normal, I need to like play back. No, you don't. So number one is, it's okay to feel uncomfortable because it's not nice. That scenario is not ideal. Number two, how do you deal with it? Well, this is where you have to really show your boundaries. So one thing you may want to do is ask yourself, what are you, it's not always your fault. You could be really professional and they could still be annoying. It's how they shake your hand. Like, I still get it sometimes now when I'm talking to like very wealthy people. Even George, I tell George and I, look at the creep in the next conversation. Don't I, George?
Yeah, of course.
You are paying attention, aren't you, George?
Yeah, I am. Driving at the same time. No, you are right. Yeah, I've seen that a few times happen with you, and you've just got to deal with it the right way, haven't you?
Yeah. Luckily, I've got a very supportive George who laughs at these cringe masters instead of getting all jealous, because I've had partners in the past who used to get really insecure and say, oh, well, it's your fault, or something really stupid. Well, they're the idiots. The truth is, when there's a guy that's annoying, so either they shake your hand and then they keep holding your hand, which annoys me, and then they sometimes like rub your hand and you're like, piss off, don't touch me, psycho. The other thing they can do is they get too touchy-feely. No, all of those type of things are a no. Do not allow that. If any of that happens, you need to sit back and say, excuse me, say excuse me, thank you, and just like, you don't have to say anything, you can just excuse me and then look at them as if to be like, what the hell are you doing, you psychopath, and then just say thank you, and then you can compose yourself in a professional manner and just carry on conversation. If they do it again, you can bring it up and be a little bit more detailed and say I love that we're doing business. Start with a positive. Say, I love that we're talking about business. I love that we're looking to do this deal. However, I would appreciate if you could respect the boundary here. Just pretend you're married or in a relationship, or even if you're single. I used to usually wear like a ring on purpose and pretend like I was in a relationship. And then when you get to know them properly, and if you are actually single, you can tell them. And then if they say, why did you lie to me? You say, well, because most men are creepy little I was going to swear, but I won't. They just say most men are little slime balls, and therefore it's very good to lie initially. And it's your private life, so you don't really need to get everyone to know this. So you can assume to say, I'm in a relationship and I don't appreciate, your behaviour right now, or I don't appreciate the contact you make, or you can say whatever you want, but you must bring up. So first thing is just say excuse me, look at them and just say thank you, and that could be enough. That could kill it. However, if they persist because they're real little assholes, then the second thing you need to do is say to them, I love that we're talking about business. I love that you are interested in doing this work. Deal with me. So, but I need to make a few things clear. Number one, I appreciate a bit of professionality. And if they don't understand that, then they'll normally say something, and then you can go into it deeper. But that should be powerful enough. And thirdly, if they completely don't give a damn and they still cross the boundaries after you've said one or two, then you just should walk away. I would not do business with someone that's going to compromise your integrity. There are enough people out there that are worth doing business with. It is not. You do not need to sleep your way up to the top. You do not need to compromise your identity, because if you do that, and mark my words, it will go round. I.e., whoa, 1 second. My lens just changed. Because if you do that, it will be like you're setting this tone for how you do business, because business is a very small world. Eventually, when you do it might be your first deal you're doing here, and you might think it's okay to be like a little bit over friendly, to get over the line, get that deal, etc. I wouldn't do it. I would honestly look at the bigger picture, because the bigger picture is, let's say on your 10th deal, that person comes and speaks to the person you're speaking to on your 10th deal. They will say, oh yeah, I remember doing a deal with her. She was really easy, and and then it will just make you look like you're someone that isn't really that good at business. So I'm all about intelligence comes first, and if you're a good looking person, then it's actually a very powerful tool that you can use to completely intimidate the opposite sex, because they are very easily intimidated if you're good looking and you can stand up for yourself and you show that you don't need them to be a sleazeball. So that would be my advice to you. Do not be afraid to stick up for yourself, because it is the worst thing in the world that you can do, to allow men to just be the way they feel like they can with you. It's not acceptable. It's not the way you should do business, because women who are powerful are another caliber to men, and the men who are respectful are incredible. I work with people who are incredible men who don't do that. I filter out the weeds. So you're going to get that. Where there is a lot of money, there's going to be a lot of power, and power is misused by men on very many occasions, and they don't always act the same. So just because a man's wealthy, don't think that they're great, because there are the wealthy nice ones and they're the wealthy cringe balls. So I would rather you didn't work with those type of people, because it just shows, it's a reflection of you. It shows how strong your principles are. So I hope that helped, and if you have any questions, please message me. Either put comments on this video, or the best way to contact me is Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, any of the links. All the links are below. And the best thing of all is come and meet me. Come to my free event, which I hold every month in London. Make sure you click on the link below, because that is where I can meet you. You can have a little conversation with me, and I actually coach people on their whole persona in business. So if you want to learn how to conduct yourself as a female or even a male in business, how to really raise that game, and how to hold yourself and compose yourself in person or on the phone call or whatever, I teach you a structure behind all of this to keep that power play in place, and it's part of the Millionaire Mindset program. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully be seeing you very soon. Thank you. Bye. Say bye, George.
Bye guys, hope you enjoyed Hither's content.
And Coco, have you got anything to say?
In his dreams.
He's a cutie. Coco doesn't like smelly men either. Okay, there you go guys. See you soon. Bye.